Hello, everyone. It is episode two
Two.
of the NextGen Playbook podcast. As I always say, we don't talk about playbooks,
No playbooks.
but we're the next generation podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Charlie, along with my co-host, Reed, and we'll be back filling you in with some brand new sports knowledge. It's been a little while since we've got back to you, and I think we'll start off with something that's just wrapping up around the world, and that is soccer.
I would just like to say to some of the viewers, I've gotten some feedback. We're going to try to be quick with this. I want to talk about the other sports, so we're going to try to be quick with this, all right?
Yeah, and also I apologize for saying Man United won the title last episode. But speaking of titles, a title that was decided just this weekend was the Bundesliga, which unfortunately for both of us wanted Borussia Dortmund to pull it out, but Bayern wins it for 11 years running due to a pretty terrible ending.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Like right after the match, after they won, like they fired some high ranking of guys in their organization in that club. It was a mess of a season, even though they won. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, it's really disappointing, especially with like how many opportunities they had near the end of that game, and especially even at the beginning when Sebastian Haller had a penalty and he just missed it.
Yeah, Dortmund had that game and they relied too much on other teams to do their work for them.
But congrats to Bayern Munich, another really great season. Even when it's one of their down years, they're still able to pull out a title. But speaking of some titles that can be won around Europe, the 3 European Championship, UEFA Cups, pretty much. I'll call them that. We've got the Conference League, we've got the Europa League, and we've got the Champions League.
Champions League.
I think we'll start up with the lowest of the lows, which it's still Cup.
Conference League.
It's the Conference League. West Ham taking on Florentino. I love West Ham. Jared Bowen's cool. I like Declan Rice. This Florentino team's good though. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna have to go with them.
I don't know a whole lot about them, but they're definitely a solid team.
I agree. And then my special Roma
is Roma.
My Romas, they will be taking on Sevilla in the Europa League final. I'm very scared. But I'm pulling for my boys.
I think Sevilla's gonna win. I mean, they've won Europa League so much. They're kind of hot right now. Yeah, beating. They can't win in league play and in La Liga play, but they can beat Manchester United and
in the bottom of the table. But just knock at everyone
in Europa. Yeah, they are Europa League bandits.
Exactly. But I'm praying that my Lord and Savior Jose Mourinho will lead us to another title. But now the biggest of the bigs, and probably the one that is probably the least close.
I'm upset that Manchester City is.
They're kind of getting handed the title.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
So of course, like we said, Manchester City is taking on Inter Milan in the Champions League final on June 10th, and I don't think anyone thinks it's going to be close.
I mean, 3-1, 3-0 City. Holland might have one goal. Bernardo Silva is probably going to have a brace or something.
Yeah, a lot of people were even saying that the semifinal between Real Madrid and Manchester City pretty much was deciding who won the with the Champions League. And so hopefully now Man City can also grab themselves a Super Cup next season against hopefully not Roma. But yeah. Just kind of a lackluster, I guess, way to end such a really interesting and awesome,
a really good season
of just European and even World Cup national
just soccer all around the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of Manchester City, they're trying to go for the treble. They've already got 1/3 of it done. I believe June 3rd they play Manchester United in the FA Cup finals.
And even as a Manchester United fan, he knows
Manchester City is about to win this.
Yeah, this is like one of the most dominant teams I think we've ever seen. I don't know if it beats Manchester United's treble team of '99.
No, probably not, but still.
But this is a really, really good Manchester City team.
Like I said last episode, 07 Patriots. That's what I think of when I see this team. They have not lost a fixture since February, I believe. I think they lost to Tottenham.
Yeah,
I think it was Tottenham.
In fact, speaking of Tottenham, crazy drop off. They were they were juggling between 3rd and 4th in the Champions League spots, and they're out of Europe.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I'm very surprised by that. They were Champions League favorites, like to make it this year. Manchester United were Newcastle definitely
Definitely were
was
not.
not.
We were way ahead of schedule.
Oh, for
Way ahead of
sure.
schedule. But it's really exciting. And this might be the end of Tottenham's reign.
Harry Kane's probably gonna leave.
Harry Kane's probably gone. And if Harry Kane's gone, your attack is shambles.
Yeah, because he was most of it.
Charleston can score. Heung-min Son has completely fallen off the season. Your defense is not good. Your midfield is aging at best.
Yeah.
It might be the end. I mean, who knows? Maybe Newcastle can replace Tottenham in the Big Six of the Premier League.
Maybe. I mean, they've got the money. They got the dough.
Definitely. Another team that's got the dough. It's actually in a different country and plays a different sport. Is the New York Yankees, and they really haven't done much with that dough, huh?
Oh my!
Well,
I mean,
they signed Aaron Judge, but that really hasn't done much for them.
It's early in the season, but the Yankees, they have these expectations every year. Every year, they're expected to be the best of the best, and they keep disappointing. I don't know really like how soon they can win win a World Series.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that this has been one of the most disappointing years of the Yankees. Because this is the first time, in how many years, in how many decades? This, like the 2010s decade was like the first decade.
The first decade they hadn't won since the 19.
You hadn't been to a World Series.
Yeah, they didn't even make it. They lost the Astros twice, one of them with an asterisk. But
so many teams would have been so happy with making 2, 3, what's it called?
ALCS, it's Championship Series. Yeah,
Championship Series, and it's a disappointing decade for the Yankees.
Very,
But I don't see how much farther this team can go up. They've been handing out some pricey contracts to guys that I don't think deserve it, and this team's aging.
Oh, for sure.
They've got some solid pieces on coming up, but I don't know how fast those guys can develop and fill the holes that the Yankees have.
Yeah, I think, they've got some guys aging. Aaron Judge is obviously a bright spot for that team.
But he's in his 30s now.
He's getting up there. That's
a
sure.
12-year contract doesn't bode well for a player who's probably on the decline.
Sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah, we are in an interesting filming location. But a team that's also in an interesting location, but they're doing well in it, is the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, their stadium is in an
interesting
spot.
plot, but the Rays have been playing some amazing baseball. In fact, you can't really argue that they haven't been the best team in baseball this year.
Oh, there's no reason saying that they aren't. They for sure have been this year. I think it's a little interesting how they're 13-11 on the road and 26-6 at home, because the Trop is not really home field advantage.
Yeah. It's kind of a neutral site, to be honest, because no one wants to travel with the Trop.
Oh, I've been there. It's terrible.
It's not good.
Have you been there?
It's cavernous and it's dark.
It's very dark. There's so many things wrong with it.
One place to get food too.
There's only one thing that's not wrong with that, and that's the games that are being played in
exactly.
there. Like the play
in the race. Like the Rays.
Oh yeah, like you can touch it. Yeah,
those are cool. But yeah, in fact, I know we've been talking a lot about the AL East, but that has been the best division of baseball this year.
No team is below 500. The Blue Jays are last place,
and they're 28 and 26, and they beat maybe the best team in the NL, the Braves, handily this season.
Oh yeah, the Blue Jays swept the Braves, or I believe it was like early May or something.
But speaking of the NL East, one of the most surprising divisions, of course, the Braves. They're such a great squad. I think a lot of teams, I don't know if they expected them to be doing this well and be winning the division, but I think what people weren't expecting was the reigning NL champions and a team that won 100 games last year to be scraping around the 500 mark and being worse than the Miami Marlins. Yeah,
and the Philadelphia Phillies, they were a team that I was really high on going into the season, the off season. I said I like the Phillies.
I like the signings they made as well.
Oh, for sure. It's like Trey Turner is a great addition. Captain America.
I mean, of course, losing Gene Segura and Rhys Hoskins, of course, to injuries.
That's
really tough. That might have been the snowball for this squad, but I don't know. I felt like they really didn't lose any pieces. But of course, I think it's also a tale of they got really hot at a good time. And
they did, like the 2021 Braves.
2021 Braves. And I don't know. I mean, we've seen that this roster really hasn't been able to compete for a spot. They made some moves that offseason, which didn't look too good early on. And then they just got hot at the right time. And maybe that's really just what happened. And now they're putting all their chips into the table on a team that really can't compete. Now, the Mets team is supposed to compete. Shouldn't they be competing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, of course, it's a mix of injuries and underperforming, but I feel like they'll be able to turn it around. I hope. Even as a Braves fan, it's disappointing to see a team
because
with so many interesting
you
players.
pump so much money in and
Yeah.
you're not getting the results. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, gosh, I would like to change it. So
Another team that isn't getting results.
let's go, baby.
St. Louis Cardinals.
24-32. I have a hot take. The Cardinals are still going to win the division.
I could see if that division is like, I don't know if the AL. I mean, the AL Central.
AL Central and NL
has,
Central are
hasn't
both
been hasn't been
lacking.
good either. In fact, you could say it's probably been even worse.
It probably has been, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's some bad mojo in the center of the United States of America.
Do you remember the months of August and September though?
Oh yeah,
True.
Yeah.
Like August and September is when the Cardinals catch fire.
Exactly. And they're hoping for. I mean, they almost got perfect game the other night.
Oh, the Royals.
But you can say this: they're young. The young guys who've been able to perform have been really.
Nolan Gorman is a
Gorman
stud.
He is the future.
I love him so
maybe even
much.
baseball. He's been electric this year, and he's really been the only guy on the Cardinals who's really been showing up.
Been so consistent. The bullpen has been awful, by the way. Ryan Helsley has blown it's either like 2 to 4 saves this year already. Like, they really got to figure that out. It's also some mismanagement by Ollie Marble, the manager. He's awful. I hated him since they hired him at the beginning of last year.
Yeah.
But that whole division is pretty lackluster. A team that's underperforming as well out west, the San Diego Padres.
I mean, it seems like this is year in and year out.
It's so bad.
I mean, I get you don't have Tatis, but I mean, I don't even like.
He's back now. I mean, there's no excuses.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and you fill in holes with like Xander Bogaerts, and you're kind of like limiting the development of some of your players.
That's a team of shortstops right there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they had to move Manny to third because
Jake Cronenworth is their first baseman.
Yeah, exactly. This team is full of it's full of players, to say the least, full personalities.
For players, not a team.
Yeah.
If they can bond as a team, because I think they can, they could easily be very good like they were last year in the playoffs. But right now it's not clicking, and the Arizona Diamondbacks are having one heck of a season.
Maybe that's the difference that chemistry can make. Because it's just really interesting. But I think maybe a little bit of debate in here. Who do you think is going to win the World Series? I know it's far out. We haven't been really.
Just like to scroll up to these AL standings real quick because
Me personally, it's the Braves. I'm sorry. No one else. I really can't trust the Rays. I don't think they have the depth to win the World Series.
Gosh, darn it.
I mean, it's probably the sound of Ronald Acuna Jr. hitting another home run to win NL MVP.
Yeah.
I just feel like the Braves have been the most consistent team in baseball. They've had a couple stretches where they've been swept in series where they really shouldn't be. But I feel like if they can get their bullpen in order, they'll be okay.
You're wrong.
Who's it going to be?
The Oakland A's.
That is an interesting take as always, Reed.
So I know this is supposed to be a debate. I know you guys want more debates. I don't feel comfortable picking a team right now that's not the Atlanta Braves. We're obviously biased, but I'm also a bigger Cardinal fan than Braves fan. He's not a Blue Jays fan. He's wearing a cool hat and a cool jersey. But
Captain Biggio, guys.
Captain Biggio. The Braves can just do it all. The only issue with them right now is their bullpen. Their bullpen is kind of shaky.
Maybe injuries as well.
If they can get Mike Soroka back, because we're recording this on the 30th.
He just made his first start.
Just made his first start in
3 years.
Almost 3 years, yeah. And he looked decent against an A's team that's a minor league team. They still lost, but you're gonna lose games against bad teams. It happens.
And I mean, having a guy pitch for the first time in 3 years, something bad is bound to happen. But yeah, I definitely agree. That bullpen needs some work. Because Joe Jimenez should not be pitching important games. And Nick Anderson is terrible, and I hate him so much.
They just sent down Derek Rodriguez for Mike Soroka, and I think they should send down either Jimenez or Lucky or Lucas Lucky.
I don't even want to know how to pronounce his name. I mean, even our supposed closer and AJ Minter, he really hasn't been able to do anything at all this season.
Yeah, it's been really lackluster for the Braves on the back half.
What's interesting is that we're still at the top of the NL East.
10 games above. It helps that no team really has jumped like the Rays right now, or like the Rangers right now. the Rangers are going crazy.
The issue is I don't feel like I can trust most of these teams.
We're gonna have to make these predictions later on All-Star break further because right now it's also tight. Like you only have 2 wild card teams per division, and it's looking like the AL East are about to have
The
2.
entire
Yeah, and it's sad because like the Central, they're only gonna have 1 team, the division winner. The West, like that right now is a 2-man
they're
race.
all- I mean, it's really just like the A's are over there, and then it's pretty much equal to how competitive the NL or the AL East is. But on another note, depending, of course, talking about disappointing teams, we talk a lot about their disappointment in general. Who do you think will be the most disappointing team in the NL Central? Because I mean, that just
the
seems
NL Central.
in the NL Central, that seems like the most disappointing.
Right now, as it stands, it's the Cardinals. They had hype this year, but we didn't go out. I don't want to sound biased, but I'm going to. It's our podcast and say what I want. We didn't get pitching, and that's the issue. Adam Wainwright can't continue to carry the staff in his 40s, like when he's in his 40s. Like I love him to death, but he's not that good anymore.
And you need arms around him.
Our team is so good except for the pitching.
You can't have a rotation that relies on a 40-year-old. That's just not going to be a successful team.
Yeah, like we got to get Flaherty back. We just put Steven Matz back in the bullpen. I can't name other starters on that team because it switches so much.
Yeah.
The bull, obviously, like when I see Gallegos or Helsley's going in, I say a quick little prayer and hope that we could just squeak out a win. 8 games under 500, only 5.5 back, but
it doesn't seem likely.
Still early. It's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
We're gonna need some of that magic juice August and September.
No, maybe transitioning, maybe hitting a transition 3.
I like that.
Another team that is a 40-year-old that's actually doing well is the Miami Heat, and that is Udonis Haslem, of course. This team has made it of recording last night. They clinched their spot in the NBA Finals.
This is his segment, by the way. I don't know anything.
This is going to be an awesome finals, in my opinion. I mean, the Nuggets and the Heat are like 2 of the most fun teams to watch, and I get like the Lakers and the Celtics didn't make it, so popularity for this finals is probably not going to be so great. But the basketball we're going to see is going to be awesome. There's so many interesting players. They heat up so much depth. Meanwhile, I mean, the Nuggets have so much
Nikola Jokic.
Exactly. So much firepower with Jokic, Murray, and even Michael Never Swing the Rock Porter Jr.
Yeah.
This is going to be an awesome series, and I'm so excited to watch some awesome basketball. And I'm hoping Jimmy Butler, he was a little rough lately in the Eastern Conference Finals. I hope he's able to turn it around, and him and Caleb Martin can continue their dynamic domination.
Oh yeah.
The playoffs.
I like to say, because I've been watching a little bit of NBA playoffs this year, not a whole lot. MLB, NHL are on, soccer, whatever. I want to see Jimmy Butler get a ring. Like 2020 bubble year, they lost to the Lakers.
2022, they made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And now they finally got over the hump after nearly blowing it. They almost became the Miami Falcons or the Atlanta Heat. But
I mean, they kind of pulled the Tampa Bay Rays, if you really think about it, with that 2020 squad that went 3-0 and then choked in 1-7.
Yeah. Well, you want to transition? You ready to transition?
I'm ready to transition.
Florida teams. The Florida Panthers made the Stanley Cup Finals after sweeping the Carolina Hurricanes, who are, by the way, heavy favorites in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Florida Panthers are hot right now. Actually, right now they're probably sitting on their couches because they've been off for like 10 days. I don't remember.
They're the equivalent of the Nuggets.
Much. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and I haven't watched a whole lot of NHL hockey, but these playoffs have been exciting.
These have been so fun.
And they've been unpredictable as well.
I love the Florida teams knocking out the Boston teams. I'm a Patriots fan, but that's the only Boston team that I like. So the Heat and Panthers both knocked out the Bruins and the Celtics in Game 7s in Boston. Like that is awesome.
That is awesome.
I just need the Marlins to beat the Red Sox.
You love some sports parody.
Oh, we need the Rays to beat the Red Sox in the ALCS, which is not gonna happen. But they can beat them any other random week.
Yeah.
But flipping it to the West, the Vegas Golden Knights are a squad right now. Yeah, after making it their first year, and now they're back after 5 years. they've been a solid team for a while. They probably 2019 should have made the Stanley Cup Finals. They blew a 3-1 series lead to the San Jose Sharks in the first round. Game 7, they were winning. They were up 3-0. Double minor penalty, 4 goals given up. You're not going to win. But anyways, 2023, Vegas Golden Knights looked really good after beating the Stars. They had 2 rough games, but yesterday, 6-0 final in Dallas. Like that's
I would not take that. Me personally, I'm not taking that.
Yeah. This is gonna be such a good series because on paper, the Golden Knights have this. Jack Eichel, Alex Pietrangelo, Ivan Barbashev, Jonathan Marchessault. Their goaltending has been great, by the way, but not as good as the Panthers. Sergei Bobrovsky has returned to his old form. I think this will be a 6 or 7 game series. I'm gonna give this to the Florida Panthers surely because of goaltending.
I don't know a whole lot, but this Panthers team is hot. They're really, really good. They've got a lot.
Yeah, I love you, Alex Pietrangelo and Ivan Barbashev, former St. Louis Blues, got to rep the STL. But I really think goaltending can win you championships. We saw that in St. Louis 2019.
I mean,
Jordan Binnington
defense in general.
Yeah, defense
in general wins you championships. I mean, that's a saying, and it's true. And
oh yeah,
if you have the best defense, you're probably going to win a lot.
Oh yeah, defense is huge because you can only score 1 goal, give up 0, you're gonna win. Just how it works.
Exactly.
It's like yeah.
But another team that has had some big moments this season. In fact, Reed wants to describe a little bit more about this incredible college baseball team. Reed, would you like to take it away?
All right, my moment of the week. Last week we had game of the
match of the week. Yeah,
we had game of the week, match of the week.
Now we got moments.
I don't remember what I said last week. You guys can go back and look, but
it was like the double overtime,
quadruple overtime, nearly fun. My moment of the week: the Tulane Green Wave winning the American Athletic Conference Championship after going 19-40. 19-40.
That's the equivalent.
Can you fathom that?
That's the equivalent of like Georgia winning the SEC tournament in basketball. That is absurd.
That's Georgia Tech winning in the ACC tournament in 2021.
Exactly. Or Georgetown.
19-40. They were 21 games under 500. And they got hot at the right time, and now they're in a regional with a chance to go to a super regional, with a chance to go to Omaha.
What a Cinderella story!
Like they could lose out,
but who cares?
And who cares? They weren't supposed to win a game in their tournament,
exactly.
And they beat, I believe it was Eastern Carolina, in the finals. And Eastern Carolina is a good
team.
Oh my gosh, we met a kid from camp last year who went to all of their baseball games.
That team.
They're so good.
I mean, they have always been the best.
ECU has been.
They've always been this good. I don't know if there's any team in the American Athletic Conference that has been this consistently great for so long.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
All right, so enough of that. We'll see how this all plays out. College baseball. UConn's going to beat Florida, by the way, in the Gainesville Regional. I hope you know that.
Not happening. We're really good.
Okay. Go ahead. Your moment of the week.
My moment of the week is very similar to something that took place in 2012. Shades of Man City, Manchester United. I've got the Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich title race. It really came down to those final seconds. I mean,
literally final seconds.
Shades of the Sergio Aguero winner against QPR.
QPR is the reason why. I'm sad every May when they show the clip. QPR could have held for 2 more minutes.
Not even 30 seconds. Yeah, just
God.
That was, it was heartbreaking for pretty much everyone that wasn't a Bayern Munich fan, but it was some awesome moments, and just the emotions that were left out on the field. That's what sports is all about, is moments like that where
we love sports,
where an entire season and pretty much an entire year you've been working for this chance, and then it either falls into your hands or you put it into the back of net like Jamal Musiala, or it slips out of your grasp, or you hit a penalty directly to the keeper like you're Sebastian Haller. That's just how sports is, and it's awesome to see. And I think moments of the week is something to stay, and I hope moments in sports continue. I saw an interesting stat today. Jurgen Klopp, who's currently the Liverpool manager, is the only coach
I forgot how they worded this, but he was the coach for Dortmund when they won it back.
The last team.
The last team did not win Bundesliga. That wasn't Bayern. And then he for Liverpool, he's the last one that wasn't Manchester City to win the Prem. I really hope there's a new winner.
Me too. Me too.
In both, I hope there's a new winner in every league because
Exactly.
I need to see
Parity's
something
great.
change.
And I like it.
We wanted Arsenal to win. It didn't happen. We've already got over that.
Please someone next year. Hey Brighton, do it, please.
Brighton, no, Newcastle.
Brighton.
Do it for
I
Newcastle.
want Brighton to do it, okay?
You're a Newcastle fan.
I want Kyrie Mitoma to do something cool. All right.
Go Cardinals.
And go Fenerbahce. This has been your second episode of the NextGen Playbook podcast. I hope you enjoyed because this was a lot of I hope this was as much. I hope this was as enjoyable as it was for you to watch as it was for us to make.
These are so fun. We just
like
talk
talking sports
on it with a camera with an audience. Like it's so fun.
It's really fun.
We do what we love.
We hope some of you guys like share your opinions with us. Of
Yeah.
course, follow us on all of our social medias. Once again, this has been your host of the most, Charlie, along with my incredible co-host and press